Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here on the Hagenstedt map. Let's get back to reliving the glory days. I know what we'll do. We will go back to the yard, we'll get the cultivator, and we'll start working this field. And then if we decide afterwards that actually we could do a little bit of work just to tidy things up a bit, then that's what we'll do. We won't aim to do it at the moment. We'll sort of look at tidying it up afterwards. Was thinking I could nip past this car, but I don't think I'm going to be able to, because you get the cars coming out of there and I'll end up crashing. So we'll stay politely behind it. Like, you know, they got no number plates around here. It's like we live with a bunch of crooks. No number plates, no identifiable markers. I mean, considering the way that most of these folks around here drive, it's hardly surprising. We should not be surprised in the least that they have no identifying markers on their cars, because we've seen how they drive, and quite frankly, it's both shocking and appalling. Put you back in here. I seen a Valtra on the road the other day, actually. I was driving along, and I went past another Valtra. There's a few of them around. Valtra seems to be growing in popularity in my in my neck of the woods. I've seen a few that are this kind of burgundy crimson colour. Slightly different to this, but not very much, not very far off of this colour. But the one that went past me a few days ago was a metallic green. It looked really cool, actually. There is no in-game equivalent of a metallic green, at least not for the base game options. I have seen some mods that have added a metallic green option to some of the stuff, and quite frankly, it looked really cool. I thought it looked absolutely fantastic. A metallic green Valtra riding up across the road. I was suitably impressed. And I sort of thought that would be really cool. If we could have... my first thought was, I want to get a metallic green Valtra in Farming Simulator, but there is no such option, which is deeply disappointing. So, Valtras do apparently come in a whole range of colours, whereas all the other tractors, you know them from the colour of the tractor. Like, you identify John Deere because it's green with a yellow stripe. You identify Massey Ferguson because it's red with a grey stripe. And so on and so forth. Valtra, you identify the Valtra tractor from the shape of it, not the colour, because the colour varies from just about... It appears that every tractor they sell is sold in a different colour, and I think that is quite remarkable. I really do. I think that is actually quite, because you can still easily identify it as being a Valtra, whereas a lot of the other tractors are not necessarily easy to identify just from shape alone, whereas Valtra is more of a distinctive shape than any of the other tractors. And I think that's... I don't know if that's good marketing on their part or not. I'm not really sure how you would kind of view that. I mean, let me know in the comments, do you think this is a good marketing strategy that they've got? Or do you think that they should have sort of one colour range and stick with it? But at the moment, I've seen all kinds of colours of Valtra. I mean, you go and do a Google search for Valtra tractors and different colours that they've got, and you will find just about every colour of the rainbow stuck on a tractor. And I think it's brilliant. I really do. I like it. I like to see all these different ones. Are we going to get away with a single pass of the cultivator down through here? There is quite a bit of room for turning round. It does seem to be quite a lot of space for turning round here. So I think we will start off by allowing the tractor just one pass around the outside edge, and we will then engage. So I'm going to start the hired help working from this side, so then I don't need to do anything else. I can just go from here. I'm also curious, with the hired help coming up here this close to the road, is it going to get right to the end of the field, or is the road going to confuse it a little bit? Worth watching out for. Sometimes, if he's close to a road, it can confuse it a little bit. This time, however, he has driven gallantly forth and has not been confused in the slightest. Is he going to be able to turn round? Yes, he is. Okay, that's fantastic. So we can trust that one. You're still pouring diesel out, but the fact that you don't actually use any diesel and you just seem to run on air does sort of help us out a little bit. Oh, yeah. Oh, that is so fantastic. I don't know if I should... I'm very tempted just to leave this... You know what? I'm just gonna leave it in the truck. I'm just gonna leave it like that. I won't do anything with it, and we'll hope that the grain price comes up high enough before we've got to do anything else. So I will fold you up. And I will fold you up. How's he doing? He is actually going to be alright, I think. Just going like that. And then we will fold, and we will fold, and then we will go to this one, and we will do the same. Fold and fold. And then we'll go back to this one. Right, I just want to go and check down the other end of the field. He's done everything here. A little tiny bit right there. Ends of the rows. They always seem to miss little tiny bits, don't they? Right, he's done that bit there, but how did he do down here up against the wall? Has he managed to do everything up here on this side? Well, colour me surprised, he does appear to have done it all. Alright. I'm officially impressed. He did actually manage to do the whole thing there. I am genuinely impressed with that. So we'll run this one back, and then we'll get the big tractor, and we'll put that one onto... that one's already on the rake, so we'll run the rake down here to this field, and we will just do a quick scoot around the outside edge. And then we can go back, we can put the rake onto this tractor, and we can have the forage wagon running and gathering up the runs around the outside. So we can just sort of work our way through the 3 fields without any problems whatsoever. At least that's what I'm hoping. So I'm going to take this one right back to the yard and unhitch it so that he's standing by and ready. And then we'll run you, the black Valtra with the yellow wheels, all the way up to that other field. Come in around here. There we go. And we'll drop this one off in here. Okay, so then he's going to be ready to roll, and then we're going to have a little bit of slurry spreading that we're going to have to do after this. Tempted to get a bigger slurry spreader, to be honest. Be wanting one at some point. I don't think we'll worry about that at the moment, though. There's other things that I want to get first. So you come over here. You can wait right there. And then we will go over this side. Okay, you're doing just fine in there. You're doing just fine in there. And yes, we are going to take quite a while to do the cultivating with these cultivators, unfortunately. Combines are folded away. Let's go to this one right here and get down to that other field. We got us some hay to rake up. Probably going to have to do twice across the top end of the field up here again, like we did before. I don't think the rake is going to quite reach it. That's alright, we can do that. So we'll do this bit here, like this, and yeah, there's a little tiny bit that's going to be left. So we're going to need to like do a second run along this end, because we've gone out as far as we possibly can to gather as much grass as we possibly can off of the bits that aren't actually fully classed as field, just because we've been getting greedy. So, I mean, whether or not we continue to do things like that in the future, I don't really know. We'll kind of wait and see on that bit. We've got a huge pile of grass here to go and gather up. That way. So this end won't be any kind of problem. At least I don't think it will. I mean, the hay turner coped admirably with it. I'm hoping that this one can cope with it as well when we've got the hired help running up and down. And, I mean, out on this side of the field, there's not going to be any kinds of issues. There's nothing there to crop up anyway. It's just this bit up here. I bring this one in, I just need that one extra little bit across the top. But what I'll do is I'll sort of loop this round, join it in, And then I'll go up to the other end of the field and I'll do a pass coming back. So we'll loop this round. Right there. Join that in like that. And then I'll just lift it up. Get off like that. All the way over to here. And I'll lower it in there like that. And take that piece across the top. Simple! Even I can do this. It must be simple. And there. Right, okay, so there's that bit done. We'll fold this one up and we will race back over here. We can swap these over. We'll get the star attractor onto this one. I got to do a quick run around the small field next to the cows and pick up the bit that's there. And then we can set the star attractor working on that field there, rowing up the rest of it, and then we bring our forage wagon out here and we do these other couple of outside rounds and gather up all the rest of it. And that's most of the hay. Well, I don't know, I was just thinking that's most of the hay that we'll need then once we've got these fields out of the way. That's most of what we'll need done for quite a while then. But I don't know, it depends. It depends how long it lasts and how quickly the cows get through it, I guess. So I'll bring you over here. Let me just park you up there a second and go to this one. I might as well just start it on this side of the field. See if it can cope with it. Hired help will do strange things. He may turn the wrong way at the bottom end of the field, which would be a bit of a jolly nuisance, but it wouldn't surprise me either. So we start unfolding this. He could very well turn right at the bottom of the field in order to do one pass coming back up and then just give up. On the other hand, he may do it right. I suspect he's also going to try and gather up everything down at the bottom end of the field as well into a swath, including the bit that's already a swath. So I want to go to you. And I'm going to hook this one on. So he's going to get right down to there anyway. We know that he's going to go and do that. Hopefully he will turn in the correct direction. I can't do anything about him. If he's going to rake up the little bit down there, like the swath, and sort of rake it the wrong way, I can't do anything to stop that. But what I can do is I can stop him from doing it up this end by scooping it up. So we'll scoop that lot up. He's turned the correct way. But he's also decided that he's going to rake up all of it, including the outside round. That's the slightly frustrating part, but like I said, there isn't a lot that we can do about that. So we'll let that one, I'm just going to leave that one now. Just ignore that, and we'll go and we'll get the outside rounds that we've now gone and sort of gathered up over on the other fields. I'll also get this little bit right here, or at least get some of this little bit. We can always come back and sort of get the rest. Yeah, and there's a little bit left there it didn't quite get, but we'll do that afterwards. Because I want to get the outside rounds on these fields here, so that then the rake will properly gather up the rest of them. It's always a slightly frustrating part, is this outside round. It's always the frustrating part. You've always got to go round and like clear all of this bit first. Helper F has completed their task. Who or what is Helper F? It's going to be the cultivator, isn't it? Right, I'll bring you down to that point there. And it's not you, is it? So that's going to be you right there. You have indeed completed your task. Top points for completing your work. So let's bring you over and we'll start you on this next field right here. Let's lower it down into there like that. Now, this one, I don't think we actually need to worry too much about doing any passes along the ends. I'm just doing one here, although I don't even think I need to do that. It's just this corner, really, that's the worst one. Down there as well, like there's a bit down there on that corner that's not very good, so we may need to go and tidy something up down there, but I doubt it. I think it's actually able to cope with it. So just lower you down into the ground like that, and off you go. Right, I'll let it just carry on. And this one here is... he's getting across the field at a reasonable rate here. I'm quite pleased with this. So I'll have this one, and then we've got 2 more fields to cultivate after this, and then we can get started on planting. So I think we're doing all right with that. let's get back to you then. Start that one back up. Helper C has completed their task. I need to just finish picking up the hay on this field before I worry about Helper C. And moving it into this field, start the raking. I want to gather all of this one up. We're already on 50,000, almost 50,000. It'll be 50 well before we get to the end here. There we go. 50,000 litres of hay. And counting. Just on the outside round on here. We've got a nice thick crop of grass coming up here. Pleased with this. We haven't quite got the maximum yield, I think, on the new field because we weren't able to go and put slurry down over on that one. But we got most of what we want, but 65,000 there. We're going to do very well out of this. We're going to end up having to empty out our forage wagon and then come back for another load. We're going to completely cram the thing full. So we're going to have plenty of hay there in our mixed feeder. We will not have any shortages there in our mixed feeder, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. I'm very pleased with that. Which means that the next crop that we do, as soon as we've, and we will do it around the time that we're harvesting the sugar beet, we'll be doing another round of grass as well. We're going to be, that time, let me just start the hired help on here a second. There. I don't know what's going to be like down that other end. I probably should have started down there. I'm going to wind up in the river, aren't I? You are... Yep, okay, that one's fine. And, again, that one is fine down there. Yeah, what was I going to say? Yeah, when the sugar beet starts, we'll be doing silage up here. We'll take it into the clamp, roll it down. And, obviously, we're going to have more silage than we did this time round. We're going to have, then after the sugar beet, I mean, we've got straw in storage already, and my sort of ongoing plan now for straw is to make sure that the double storage that we've got will stay full. And then any extra straw on top of that, we will sell. But we're going to have that storage, that straw storage, will be completely crammed full. And then extra straw we can sort of deal with. We're quickly expanding now. We've kind of reached the point where money is starting to come in a little bit quicker, which means that we will be expanding a little bit faster. It does also mean that we'll have money to buy more cows. So we're going to have to keep a close eye on the amount of storage that we've got. At the moment, we got 1 million litres. Now, that's quite a bit. But once we start expanding our cattle operation, we're going to need more than 1 million litres. Like, that is, I mean, it sounds like a lot, but once we really get going with the cows, it's not going to be a huge amount. And I don't think that we're going to be able to, because obviously the oats is the last lot of straw, and then we cycle through all of the other crops that don't produce straw before we get back to doing wheat again. And so we've got several cycles that we'll need to run through. Now, because we're on the base game, I believe we can put 10 days worth in for the cows. Although with straw, it looks like you can't put 10 days worth. I think you can put 6. Is it 6? I don't know if it's 6 or it's less than that even. I'm not quite sure, but we may struggle. Like, we got 43,000 in there at the moment, and I would guess that we're looking at maybe 70,000 close to for straw in here. Have that. Yeah, 70-ish. Around about 70,000 for straw at the moment. Now, if we've got 1 million litres of straw, it sounds really good. But, I mean, if we treble the number of cows we got, we've only got 500,000 litres at the moment with 70,000. 6 days... And we do a harvest about every 2 days, at least. So we are looking at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 days. It could be longer than that. We could luck out with the weather, and it could be 3 days for each crop. So we could be looking at 9, 12, 15 days on here. Which, if we can get 6 days worth of straw in for the cows in one go... then we're looking at nearly 3 full rounds for whatever the cows can hold. Now, if there's 75,000 litres at the moment, that means in order to fill the cows up completely with straw 3 times, we'd fill them up immediately anyway. So the storage would only need to hold 2 full lots of straw. And I didn't take into account the growing time for the wheat either, which is another 3 days. So that's 18 days. So we've got 2 full lots that we need to have in storage. 2 full lots of straw if we're allowing 2 lots of 6 days. 18 days. So we got 6 days in there, crammed in. We put that straight off the field in for the cows. And then we got to store up the rest of it. So 2 lots. That's 150,000 litres right now. If we times the number of cows by 10... and we got 620 cows in there, which is nowhere near our target, then, in theory, we're going to need 750,000 litres of straw for those cows, because at the moment it's 75,000. So, times 10, 750,000 litres of straw, which is 3 full loads off of this bad boy here that we've got. Oh, that's why it's not picking up, because it's not running. 3 full loads with this one right here, for the 750,000, we've only got 500,000 litres of storage. Each of those bits that we've got... actually, is it 500,000 or is it 1,000,000? Each of those bits that we've got is 500,000. So we would have 1 million worth of straw in storage, and the cows hold 750,000 litres. That means that we're going to need 1.5 million litres of straw in order to feed 750 cows. We've only got 1 million, which means that we would already need an additional storage in order to store our straw, which means that we double up those number of cows, and we've got 1,200 cows, or 1,300 cows. We're going to need 3 million litres of straw in storage, which is 6 of those barns. 6 of those barns in order to store enough straw to keep these cows fully bedded all the time. Which is a huge amount. So we're going to have to sort of plan ahead a little bit for storage on that. We're going to have to make sure that we've got everything in place to be able to properly cope with all of our cows, or we will end up with cows without bedding, and we do not want to be in that situation. I mean, yes, you can have entire systems where cows don't have bedding, but we don't want to run one of those systems. That's the important thing. Our system needs bedding for cows, and if you have a system that needs bedding for cows, running out of bedding is not necessarily a very good thing to go and do. So we're going to have to be careful of this. We've also got to keep in account the fact that we're going to want some straw for food. Now, fortunately, the machine that we've got over here, that we go and put our food into, this bad boy does actually store 1 million. I think I actually... I adjusted it, didn't I? I think I allowed for 10 million in here. So I've got obscene amounts of straw that can go into here. We've got 160,000 litres about to go in here. And, I mean, I've got 153,000 litres of straw. This is 1%. So, yeah, it's 10 million. I can store 10 million litres of straw in here, but that's only for food. It doesn't actually allow me to output any of that in any other way. I can't go and remove the straw once it's been put in here. Once it's in, that's it. I can't take it out of there. I can't use that as a spare storage. So the only storage options we got are the ones that we've got here for silos. Now, there are other ones that we can get. There are ones that are much higher capacity. So we got this small multi-fruit silo, 300,000. I've got the farm silo placeable there, which is standard. This is the extra bits, 480,000 there. And then the extensions are 250,000 each. If I want to be able to store 3 million, I'm going to need a lot of these tanks. Or I need to upgrade them. Now, these are 500,000 a pop, which is better, but each one is a standalone silo, as we've seen. We've got to use each one separately, which is a little bit more of a nuisance. So we could alter one of these to hold a 5 million capacity. It's a possibility, but I don't know about that at the moment. And then, of course, we got these Wes Steel extensions right here, but these are just standard crops. There's a 1 million one right there, which would be fantastic, except that it's standard crop. It doesn't hold the extended amounts, the multi-fruits. If it was a multi-fruit one there with a 1 million capacity, that would be very cool, but that's not an option. So we're kind of a bit limited on some of the things that we can use. Now, there is one other thing, and I don't have it here. There is a Stevie Hayloft mod. I mean, there's one that will dry the hay in it. You just put grass in, it turns it into hay, which you can use. And then there's also some options for just straw and hay. So we could do that and sort of Stevie-fy it using that. I'm not really sure how we should progress with these bits at the moment. Oh, it's right there, the hay dryer. You put grass into it and it turns it into hay, and this one has a substantial capacity. I can't remember exactly what the capacity is. We got fermenting silos right here. I will probably end up using fermenting silos rather than the bunker that we've got, because the bunker will eventually get rather dull and tedious, and we don't want to do that. So eventually we'll switch over to using fermenting silos. Hay dryer, probably not. I quite like doing it out in the field. And yeah, I haven't got any other storage options though. Right, anyway. Let's continue on. So I want to just go and check on these. You are not quite done yet. Let's start you up again, and you could come down over here and actually just, you know, rake up that last little bit. That would be great. And what's betting he'll get down here, and he will want to turn right here and just keep going. So I'm going to stop him. I'm also going to go and check on these guys. How are you doing? Thinking I might actually just take him out on this end of the field, right here, like this, and I'm going to send him over to this side of the field, and I'm going to start him working down this side. And I may do the same to the other one as well. Right, you go there. Drop you down like that. Off you go. And this one over here. Going to do the same to you. I'm going to take you out, and I'm going to drop you down over on that edge of the field, and I'm going to let you carry on with that. So you're nearly finished on here. This is the biggest field that we got now, I think. I think this is bigger than the one that we've got across the hedge. I think this one here is actually bigger than field 14. I don't think there's a huge amount in it, but I do believe it is a little bit bigger. All right. You come over here. You're going to do it anyway, so we might as well just stick the cultivator starting on that bit right there. And off you trot to there and there. We'll finish up that bit. Excellent. Right. No, I want to go to this one first, and I want to run down to the other field. So we will fold this one up, go across the bridge here, and we'll go this way. Run it down to the other field, and we will do the last little bit of raking that we need to do, and then we can finish picking up all of the hay. So that's cow. Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.